Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Wales. I'm doing the Snowdonia Way and I'm doing the mountain route, and I probably won't get it all done in the next few days. I accept that, but I am going to make the most of it because I've been chasing the weather and I've got this wonderful weather window. It's going to take me all the way up to Saturday, and so it's Wednesday evening. I drove over here. I got here a little bit later than I wanted to. Got a little bit of a later bus from Dolgelly to Machynlleth, and once I'd had a little mooch in the town centre, I started to make my way up onto the route proper. God, and it's a real leg burner to begin with. And once you do the road walking, you get out of the town. Road branches right. Unfortunately, I met a chap there in his car, recognised that I had a really heavy pack on my back and would happily drive me up to where his farm was and where the road ends. Probably saved me 15-20 minutes walking, which I am absolutely 100% grateful for. Anyway, he starts telling me this story about the neighbouring farm and how it used to be owned by Led Zeppelin. I had absolutely no idea, but he assured me it's right, and you can, once you start to get a little bit higher, perhaps more towards that direction, you can get a view down. And he said that we're used to in that area is getting pilgrims, who people who would come and take a look at it over the years who were fans of the group, so that's amazing. But the route's steep and it's about 7 o'clock now, and I reckon I've got about an hour's daylight left, good daylight. And although I had tried to get beyond Pennell, which was one of the small villages that's on the route, I mean, I still intend to do that, and I might even have to do a little bit of walking with a head torch or in the dark, but I don't mind. But I'm going to try and push it on as far as I can, and then tomorrow the plan is to climb Cadair Idris, spend a night on the slopes there somewhere, and then return to my car, which is at Dolgelly, on Friday morning. And I've been a little bit sneaky, so I'll be able to get a clean change of clothes and a freshen up and something to eat, and then carry on and just see where the next day gets me, because I'll need to come back on Saturday. But I will probably come back and do this route on consecutive trips. But it is lovely, and well, the weather's set to be good. It's also bloody warm. It's really, really close. There is a slight breeze, which is fantastic. If I get the opportunity, I'll camp as high as I can to take advantage of that. But it's really, really muggy, and it just might make for an uncomfortable night's sleep. Anyway, I'm going to get my head down for a little bit, get a couple of miles cracked off, and just see where we go. So it's just lovely to be out at this time of night. Colours changing, a really soft light. Been told I need to use the word resplendent a bit more. Well, it's definitely that. I'm making decent progress. I think I've probably got about an hour's light left. Sunset's around about 8 o'clock, but I shall get the best out of it. And all being well, that will see me to the top of a smaller summit called Frid Rosfark, or something similar. I promise you, I have been trying to learn a little bit of Welsh pronunciation before I got here, but unfortunately you're just going to have to put up with me murdering the language. But I think I can get there by around about sort of 8:15, all being well. Just a little bit of an effort and a pull just to get onto the top, but if I can get somewhere there looks to be a little bit of flat ground, I can probably throw my tent down. I might even just pitch the inner tonight with it being so warm, and get something to eat, get my head down and make an early start in the morning. As I was saying earlier, I parked in Dolgelly. I parked at the co-op. For about 3.5 days parking, it's cost me just over 10 quid using the Just Park app. And that was really handy because I booked that in advance. The bus from there to Machynlleth was £4.40, that was a single. It's a pretty nice route, to be fair. Just have to check the bus times and make sure that those are convenient with your route. overall it wasn't too bad. And the great thing about this route is that it's really well served by public transport links. So you've got the bus service, the T2 bus runs right through the heart of the country, and then you've also got the train service, and I understand that you can park at Machynlleth train station car park for free, and then when you get the train back from Conwy there, you can pick your car up, and as a rail user that's not too bad either. So if you were planning to do the whole route in one go, that's a pretty significant tip and saving, no doubt, and a bit of peace of mind parking. So it's just gone 8:15. The sun's definitely set. I've lost that light now. And according to my calculations, I've got about another 15-20 minutes to get to where I need to be. Unfortunately, most of that will be uphill. So it might be light enough for me to get some footage when I arrive at my camp spot. If not, I'll just see you in the morning. So this is how I'm going to start today, with a coffee, and I've got some porridge after it as well. That's what I had last night, which was the Adventure Food vegetable hot pot, and needless to say, I won't be getting that again. And last night I just pitched the inner. There was so little wind and I was so warm, I really didn't need the outer last night. It was great to look out at the stars. But it's 6:30 now and it's time to move on. So that's the first objective for today, the summit of Tarren Hendre at 633 metres. A little bit of a way to go yet. It just goes to show you can't let your guard down in the hills at all. Not 5 minutes ago, it started to rain despite the weather forecast saying that it was going to be sunshine all day, bright sunshine all day, and it got a little damp. But we're at the top of Tarren Hendre now. I'm going to follow the ridge line. It's going to wrap back round through some forestry and into Glynolwen, and hopefully I'll be able to get a little bite to eat there either before I push on towards Cadair Idris. But it's 8 o'clock. It's lovely this morning other than the rain. So this is the first real water source fountains coming off the hill. So I've filled up all my bottles. I'll probably get a bite to eat and brew here, I think. Seems reasonable. Rain keeps coming up and on. Just hope it blows itself out early doors and then it's cracking for this afternoon. But got plenty of fluid now, which is makes me a little bit happier. I know I just stopped for something to eat, but the cafe in Glynolwen is open. So I'm going to have a little bit of Barra Breath, Pepsi Max and some water, just get refreshed. And then I'm going to tackle Cadair Idris. So I feel a little bit more refreshed and rested now. I wasn't going to stop at the cafe, but I need to keep reminding myself that this isn't a route march and I am on a bit of a holiday. So I'm best to enjoy myself. And that was really lovely. And just before I got into the village, I met a guy called Billy who was off to climb Tarren Hendre this morning. Billy, I hope you got to the top. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got the views you were after. And I'm going to press on now. I've got a bit of low level walking for a little while before I get to start to climb Cadair Idris. I wish this cloud would clear off. The heat's certainly there, but the cloud's taking away the sunshine. Anyway, there's been no rain for a little while and I'm going to press on. I'm not going to lie, this is brutal. The heat is just unrelenting. I'm sweating like mad. My clothes are absolutely drenched through sweat. Going through my water like no one's business. I just need to keep telling myself there's plenty of rest and I'll get there. I don't need to get to the other side of Cadair Idris till later anyway. It doesn't start getting dark until around about 7:30, and I'm sure I'll be far and away beyond there and have somewhere to pitch by then, but this is brutal. This breeze is absolutely fantastic. I'm just so glad the sun hasn't come out because I've had to battle with that. And on this sort of terrain, normally, lighter pack, I'd probably stop once every 2 hours, something like that. This heat's been crippling. As a consequence, I've only been stopping once every half an hour, taking 10 minutes. Got through so much fluid, it's untrue. But once I get to this, get some photographs, drop back down the other side, and then that'll be me for the day, and I can start thinking about putting the tent up and just relaxing. So as the legend goes, those who are brave enough to spend a night up here will either wake up dead, mad, or a poet. Would you spend a night in here? I'd rather go in my tent. Right, let's make some tracks. So this is the summit of Mynydd Moel, 863 metres, and it's a summit along the Cadair Idris ridge. You can probably see silhouetted in the background behind me the main summit, but the weather's just been hazy. I haven't really had sort of wide-ranging views, but it's still spectacular nonetheless, and I've perked up a bit now. I haven't got far to go. I want to go down onto this ridge here and find somewhere to camp. If there's nothing suitable there, drop a little bit further away down the ridge into this flat land down there. I'm sure there'll be something that will be suitable. And then in the morning it will only be a short walk to Dolgethlau, and then I'll be able to get some breakfast. And the award for tonight's most unusual pitch goes to this one. Just nothing up here that is flat enough, and it hasn't got heather on it or God knows what, but this is where I am tonight. It's a little bit windy, so I've put the outer on, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pin that back. I'll show you. There you go, I've pinned that completely back there, so hopefully should be able to get a draft through this evening. And the other reason for putting the outer on tonight, there's been one or two sort of sporadic showers through the day, just seem to come from nowhere now. And I know there's none forecast, and there was certainly none forecast today, but they were doing that all the same. And I'm going to do my cooking over this area because there's quite a lot of long grass, and I don't want to tip the canister over or anything like that. So, and that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to get something on to eat, and then we should be losing some light shortly. And then I'm going to get in because I am absolutely shattered. It's been a really, really long day, but the scenery is second to none. Absolutely second to none. And I've got far enough along this ridge today that I was hoping to, that it shouldn't leave me much to do in the morning to get to Dolgethlau. Anyway, we'll see. It's time to start eating. part of tonight's delicious, nutritious dinner. I'm going to have the orzo pasta bolognese. I've had this one before actually, it's quite nice, so I'm looking forward to that. So the orzo takes 15 minutes to cook in the bag. Crikey. So I'm going to enjoy this hot chocolate and just relax for 5 minutes. Oh man, that's good. So the first day and a half of the Snowdonia Way has been brilliant, but doing the high level route, wild camping, bringing all your stuff, especially in this heat as well, got to be really canny with your water supply and just how you manage that. But I think I've done okay. I think I'm going to get a good night's pitch. I certainly wasn't planning on pitching somewhere like this, but it doesn't really matter. What I'll do is, as always, I'll make sure there's a link in the description to the US map route so you can follow it yourself, maybe even give it a go. So if you've enjoyed the video, leave a thumbs up. Let me know what you think. I'm always interested in hearing from you. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification button. You'll get a heads up every time I upload a new video. So I'm just going to wait for my dinner to cook, and then I'll be getting straight into bed reading, and I don't think I'll take much rocking tonight, and I'll see you in the morning.